What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an all-new Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 with our Soviet Union World Conquest. We are on the 16th of January 1945, and all of Iberia, France, and Germany have all been conquered. So where we stand now is primarily I want to focus on a lot of coastal defense, and I absolutely can outproduce most of the United Kingdom, all of the UK, all of the Allies. Let's actually look and do a comparison. So we have 724 military factories, while the US has significantly less. So we have a much better economy, much more military factories, and more naval dockyards. And of course, the Allies have service by requirement. So not only are they pulling out people from their factories, they definitely won't be able to outproduce us anytime soon. So I also want to go ahead, and I see the enemy here does not really have a port, so I might as well just send down 2 units. All I'm doing is I'm weakening them up. And I get that our troops are very, very weak, but their organization is going to falter. They are already taking attrition. I see that we're attacking from 2 different angles, and our cavalry are finally making their way down. But eventually, we are going to have a lot more coastal division troops. Can I deploy these units yet? Yes, I can. I'm now going to take all 40 of these, push them on up. We have a group with 329 troops. And it says we need 330, so we still don't have enough to protect all of our ports in the area, but at least we have a lot of military police. We finally have a lot of support equipment. I would probably do a lot better if I got a better variant of military police. At least I would save a lot of supplies. But our forces are finally pushing on up, and if we could somehow take northern Denmark and, push them out altogether, and then I could take our naval vessels, if I had any naval bombers, which I'm sure I do somewhere. Actually, I don't know if we do, because I think most of our naval bombers are probably going towards, being towards our carriers. And I see that I have a lot of excess fighters, so maybe I could push those in. And put you over Denmark. I want to put some into Western Germany. We don't really need that many. I wish I could click a button and just filter, all of my different fighters, but I think that's fine. Let's put about 200 into Western Germany, and seeing as I already own it, I'm not really expecting it to be contested. The enemy has about 600 fighters, while we have about 400, so it would probably be in our best interest to improve that amount. You're going to be improved as well by about 200, and we'll see what we can change. Let's also put in about 400 planes. Here we are, fighter ones. Not necessarily the best. I see that we put 500 instead of 400, and that's fine. And we're going to throw you into the Benelux region. And I guess we are now going to ultimately try our best to do a massive bombardment of southern England. Is it going to work? I have no idea. But every day that goes by, we're getting better and better strategic bombers, and we're working on the next variant, which will be done in 66 days. And not only does it have double the range of our previous, or I guess our first strategic bomber, but it now has a lot more attack. Wow, 150. 3 times the attack, which is pretty phenomenal. Alright, I see that we are taking back Denmark, or at least trying to. We are about to finally take Jutland, which has a synthetic oil refinery, which is kind of awesome. So what we're going to do is finally take the city, take the port, and then they're not going to have any type of supply. Did all of my modern tanks arrive? No. In fact, they never even walked over. So what I'm going to do is... I mean, if I sent over my tanks, they would obviously do very well. And it says they lack supply, so I'm aggressively executing. I don't know what to do except improve up my infrastructure. I think in this current episode, I'm probably going to go after Switzerland. Seeing as I have a lot of excess troops, I might as well put them to good use. Where are all of my yellow divisions? Yeah, see, I could easily just overwhelm Switzerland. Let's do that. And let's go ahead and justify a war goal. It's going to take 125 days, and I'm fine with that. But ultimately, we're not really looking at the best economy, but I'm about to get a bunch of free aluminum. Do I need it? Not really. Looks like this is being taken. I would like about 12 more modern tanks. And I'm going to put you on low equipment priority. What are we lacking? Is it the motor? Wow, we're lacking motorized. So I get we need to produce more of those. And we actually have oil, we actually have rubber, so that's awesome. And if we could somehow take Copenhagen, if we could somehow take the rest, I wonder what happened in this theater. I need to take both of those areas, and we finally have taken Copenhagen. So I'm guessing all 105 troops are going to try to liberate Denmark. Resistance to occupation once again, but I'm guessing most of those will change. Looking at our strategic air map mode, it says the enemy has around 300 enemy active fighters. I'm looking at our radar station. You would think we would be able to determine that very easily, but I guess not. Okay, if I went like this, I could cut off the enemy from supplies, and then they would just wither away and die. Base strike has been completed, so what we're going to do is continue down this path, getting more organization, better targeting, and sortie, which is basically a fancy word of saying how quickly our forces, or at least how quickly our troops on our aircraft carrier can refuel and rearm. And so ultimately a better sortie efficiency is like incredibly good. Let's actually activate these troops as well. If I could kick off these guys from Denmark, I would be very, very happy. Can I put on some garrison troops into the Denmark? I believe I can. And I'm going to need some naval bombers. In fact, I'm actually a little surprised that we're not really producing any. We're producing carrier naval bombers, and I'm fine with that, but I want some actual naval bombers as well. And now we need some of those refineries. We're building up our radar station. Here comes our military factories, so now we can get those naval bombers we've been wanting. Let's go ahead and get better ground support, so plus 10%, and it looks like we're about to get that naval bomber we were talking about. And, of course, let's get our carrier variant. This naval bomber can go ahead and be produced. I'm going to use all of my air experience on the next level strategic bomber. But we've got 752 fighters, supposedly. And we've got 600 strategic bombers, and we are going to just bomb the crap out of Europe. In fact, I don't even know if we really need any more close air support. I get that we're producing some. I wonder how many we're producing. Yeah, not even that many. It's just the reason why we're not using them, so they just keep stockpiling. Alright, all of these units are going to take attrition and eventually just die on us, so I'm happy to say that. We've somehow taken back the port. We are about to take Switzerland, and I will probably even do another invasion of a neutral country like Sweden. I'm going to take over Sweden, and then I'll eventually take over Portugal. You know, and then probably Iran. But, yeah, not much the enemy can do. Let's go ahead and pump out those Coastal Division troops. I get that it's taking a lot of manpower, and I'm fine with that. Alright, you guys can go where you please. Oh, excuse me, I've got this upgrade available. No thank you. Not sure if you could see it or not, because currently I'm capturing my game capture, so it only captures what's in the screen. Whereas if you... Oh, that doesn't make sense. But if you do screen capture, it shows you what I'm viewing. So you don't see Steam pop-up, etc. Okay, Strategic Bomber has now been improved. I would like this one, but it's 993 days, so no thank you. Might as well get the actual jet fighter. And all of our Strategic Bombers are now going to be improved. And all we really need to do is let's get a lot more bombing. Let's get a lot more reliability. So now we have we have less range. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 1 reliability, 1 bombing, 1 engine. So the range goes down. Okay, so I get more reliability, range, bombing, and engine speed. But the reliability still goes down. I don't like that. So a 4.22, not bad, but could be significantly better. I don't know if I need this much range. This is exactly what I want, at least for now. Okay, so we have the TU-4, it can be decommissioned, and now the TU-4A is what we're going to be significantly trying to produce. Those are tactical bombers, these are all strategic bombers. And then our naval bombers will be produced in time. I see that we have resistance to occupation, mostly in Africa, where that doesn't necessarily matter. Let's look at the resistance map mode. No resistance inside Europe. So, ooh, we are losing our southern frontier. So where are all of my tanks? I get 1 tank is not doing anything at all. So let's move you on down. And your whole goal is to retake Italy. Where are these tanks? These tanks can go ahead and do a naval invasion of the island of Malta. And you're going to go ahead and activate. I see that we are finally gearing up a lot of our modern tanks. Are we still lacking motorized? Yes, we are. But it's not as bad as it used to be. We are lacking about 108 days of production. I also want to go ahead and take all of these coastal division troops. And I see that we have them on Cyprus, but we do not have them on Crete. If my screen would stop spazzing out. What I'll do is I'll put them onto Crete. And they're going to protect the naval bases and victory points. Alright, a lot of unread naval battles. Most of them have been victories, and I don't think the convoys are going to be as successful. And that's because I'm not really focusing on that aspect. Joseph Stalin questions the motives of Switzerland. Can I go ahead and just take these bases? It would be amazing if I could. I don't know if they're really defending him. Oh, I keep pausing the game, excuse me. Alright, is that our better tactical bomber? I believe it was. Might as well get an even better variant with a lot more agility. Alright, all of Iberia is now mine. We are pushing to the best of our ability. We are lacking about 800 modern tanks, and we're building about 24 a day. So I'm not too worried. And I believe we're still building up some modern tanks as well. Or at least we were. And I also feel like my last time... no. I was going to say only 1 more coastal division, but I don't know if that's necessary. Okay, we are definitely running out of manpower, though, so I am a little concerned. So I think from now on, let's actually, like I said, let's do 1 and 1. And from now on, all we're really going to do is produce heavies, or modern tanks at least. It says we're only building 11 divisions. Why is that? And we still have some heavy units to burn up, so we might as well. It says we are lacking 727, and we're not 1.1 thousand. Let's actually go ahead and put this into a modern tank. So now we should not be lacking any heavies. So we had 257, so not a lot, but who knows what we're going to do with them. All of these units will eventually push on through to Calabria. I wonder if we could push into Sicily. Probably not, but who knows, maybe we could try. We might even need to hire Marines or do a naval invasion or something like that. Outdated equipment. What are we outdated for? Probably some sort of ship. Oh, it's our tactical bomber that we don't really need. And we are researching the jet tactical bomber as we speak. Okay, now once we take over Switzerland, I should probably go ahead and start working on Sweden. We could justify the war goal for Sviland. 200 days. Not bad. We can now build carrier naval bombers. Let's start working on carrier naval fighters. And we're not even producing that many, but at least now they're going to have more range, supposedly. So let's put on range, reliability. So something like that. Wow, we don't have enough at all. We're going to use 90, decommission the old one, and put in the new one. So I don't know if this really affects that much, but basically now that we have range, I think our carriers can do more damage. I don't really know. I'm now moving up all of our troops to basically prepare for a naval invasion of Sweden, and we're probably, excuse me, an actual land invasion of Sweden, and I'm gonna need to take Gotland in time. But I am happy that things are going well. I'm wondering if we need more infrastructure. Probably. And let's push those projects to the top. Alright, we are definitely doing quite well with all of our free factories. I'm kind of curious, most of our navies that we've been neglecting, if I could somehow scroll in. I see that I've got 15 ships here. Mostly all of these are light cruisers, and I'm happy with that. But what I'm going to do is hire a new commander, and this group is going to sail on down to Singapore, and all you're going to do is basically patrol the South China Sea, the Straits of Malacca, and I'm guessing the Bay of Bengal. I wish it looked better. Alright, now we've got troops in... How many carriers do we have? We have 4 carriers. That is a significant amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you inside Gibraltar. We are building up the naval base, I believe so. Can I not move here? I don't understand. Cannot enter province? Do I need to do an invasion? I don't understand. Well, anyway, that actually complicates things. Which side is Gibraltar on? Let's take a quick glance. All of these units are now going to be given a commander, of course. And instead of you being in Gibraltar, you're going to be in Andalusia. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if we need to go to the Bay of Biscayne. But we're going to go to Cape Verde, so now we basically control most of the Atlantic. Do I have any free units here? Yes, I do. In fact, I have quite a few. Let's get on a new commander, and you are going to make Oslanda your home, which it already is. And we are going to search and destroy inside the North Sea and the Eastern North Sea and the English Channel. Now, we aren't necessarily protecting the Mediterranean, which I am a little concerned about. And in fact, we have 0 units here, and we should. Do I want to put on more planes in the Tyrrhenian Sea? In fact, I do. And now we have better, you know, protection of both Italy and the Tyrrhenian Sea. It looks like we're having a little bit of trouble in the Benelux region. And not by a lot. Okay, so now how many extra fighters do I have? That is the question. It says I have 1.4 thousand fighters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on 1,000 fighters. Mostly fighter ones, and I'm fine with that. And what we're going to do is just basically bombard the English Channel. In fact, let's actually put you here. Once you get deployed, we're going to be good to go. And inside Normandy, we're going to try to put on 1,000 strategic bombers. I understand that we don't have that many, but as we produce more, I think we're going to be fine. I don't even see my strategic bombers. Here they are. We're going to put on 1,000, and we're going to see how many we actually have. It's probably like 600. Alright, you're going to be here on the 20th of June at 2000 hours. There it is. Alright, we're ready to declare war. So now you're going to go here, get a little bit closer to the English Channel, and it says that we have 100%, you know, air coverage, and we are still waiting for these units to arrive. So we have 877 strategic bombers. You're going to bomb the crap out of southern England. And now we have some actual fighters that are obviously going to do air superiority. In fact, I never clicked it, which is very dangerous. Ah, that's the reason. We don't have a big enough airbase. Well, let's move you here. And now we do. Alright, Switzerland is about to fall. All of these guys now need a plan. And we are now going to declare war on Switzerland. And I don't think they are really going to hold out for that much longer. Now, if we could take Switzerland, obviously we would be in a very good position to, you know, move out a lot of our forces to the coastline and pretty much worry about taking out the navy. Sweden is next, and then probably Portugal, and then Iran. Alright, Switzerland is just about done for. And it looks like we've got free military factories, so I guess what we're going to do is build up more modern tanks. Because I feel like what we could probably do eventually is switch out some of these infantry equipment for modern tanks. Switzerland has capitulated. They no longer exist. All of this yellow army can make their way to Portugal. We haven't actually even begun to, what's the word? We haven't necessarily even begun to fabricate a claim. So I guess we should start that now. It's probably going to take 200 days. 185, not bad. But now that Switzerland is ours, let's look at our strategic air map mode. We don't have any planes over Eastern Germany. This always confuses me, like the fact that they would do this. Oh, I'm guessing this is all Northwest Germany. Well, I wonder. We're bombing the crap out of England. Let's put on about 100 planes in Eastern Germany. Do I need to do it? Not at all, but I think I'm just going to do it anyway. And here it is, air superiority. And I wish I could actually see how much damage I've done. I don't know if I really can. We have 81% air detection. They have 1,600 fighters. So we might need a lot more, you know, planes as well. How many fighters do we have extra? It says we're lacking strategic bombers. We have 600 fighters. And I could probably put some in Holland here. Let's go ahead and put on 600. And I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. But I feel like our fighters are probably pretty strong and pretty powerful. Alright, most of the bombing is going well. At least I think so. I wish it would tell me. The enemy has anti-air guns. And I believe what's happening is if we could somehow destroy their air bases, they're not going to have an opportunity to, you know, really launch their planes. Yeah, I have literally no idea how to tell destruction. Well, I guess I'm going to end this episode, so thank you all for joining me. Hope you all have an awesome day. I will see you in our next adventure.